$7 billion just moved from Nvidia into a startup called Poolside. 109 job offers went out. Legally, none of it counts as a merger. Here's the trick. This is Nvidia. It already sells the chips almost every AI lab rents time on. Now it's paying $7 billion into a small AI startup without technically acquiring it at all. And this is Poolside, a much smaller AI lab that built its own coding model, Laguna, using a training pipeline it calls the Model Factory. It had fewer than 115 people doing that work. 109 of them just got Nvidia offers. Picture the actual confusion online that week. Every headline used a different verb: acquires, invests in, licenses. All three describe the same $7 billion. That's not sloppy reporting. That's the deal working exactly as designed. The actual mechanism is simple. Buy a company outright, and regulators can review the deal, block it, or unwind it later. License its technology and hire its people instead, and none of that paperwork exists, even if the practical result looks identical. Don't take my word for it. This is the actual headline. Quote, Nvidia is acquiring Poolside's Model Factory and 109 employees for $6 billion. Even the tech press keeps reaching for the word acquiring, while the company itself insists that's not what happened. Hold that thought. Nvidia's run this play before on a startup called Groq. That comparison is coming. And stick around for this. Count the layers of the AI stack Nvidia now sits on. That number is why this deal matters. Poolside told its own investors in writing, quote, the deal is not an acquisition or an acqui-hire. Fair enough, legally, that's true. It's also exactly the sentence you'd write if you needed it to be true. So let's look at the actual playbook, because Poolside isn't the first name on this list. Nobody is disputing the actual numbers here, by the way. Newcomer broke it from the investor letter itself. PYMNTS, the Decoder, and TechMeme all confirmed it within hours. Neither company has denied a single figure. December 2025, Nvidia does a $20 billion asset purchase from a chip startup called Groq, same non-merger shape. 8 months later, it's Poolside at $7 billion. Same structure, second time, still no merger filing. One tech commentator put a name on it the very next day. Quote, Nvidia's $6 billion Poolside deal is a reverse acqui-hire with better lawyers. Harsh. Also, hard to argue with. But here's a fair question. Why would Poolside even agree to this? Its own letter has an oddly honest answer. Poolside's own letter gives the real reason. Quote, it would have needed more access to more Nvidia hardware to keep competing in open source model building. Translation, the honest kind of desperate. Say yes to Nvidia or fall behind on compute forever. Meta paid Scale AI's CEO $14.3 billion without buying Scale AI. Google licensed Windsurf's technology for $2.4 billion instead of acquiring it. Nvidia did it to Groq for $20 billion. Now Nvidia's done it again to Poolside. Senators Warren, Wyden, and Blumenthal already wrote federal regulators about exactly this pattern. Their words, these deals apparently attempt to bypass the scrutiny typically applied to mergers and acquisitions. That letter is from February. Poolside happened in August. $36.7 billion across just those first 3 deals. That's the number the senators put in writing. And the FTC's own chair said back in January his agency would start reviewing exactly this kind of arrangement. For scale, Poolside's whole engineering and research org was roughly 115 people. 109 of them just got a new employer. That's not a hire here and there. That's nearly the whole team. Even TechMeme, the industry's own news tracker, summed it up in a single sentence. 109 staffers get Nvidia job offers, not 109 staffers join Nvidia. Get offers. The distinction is the whole point. There's already a name for this kind of deal, a reverse acqui-hire. Remember that term. Time for the honest limits. This could be less sinister than it sounds. One honest catch, This thread, posted the day the deal broke, sat at 0 comments for hours. No pitchforks, no viral outrage. Most developers genuinely shrugged at this one, and that's worth admitting. And to be clear, nobody has proven this deal breaks any law. No lawsuit's been filed. No regulator has ruled on it. This might be completely legal. That's actually what makes the loophole worth talking about. Legal doesn't mean invisible, though. 3 senators are already watching this exact pattern in writing closely. Now, let's be honest. This may be completely legal, and Poolside probably did need the cash and the compute to keep building. The sharper problem isn't this one deal, it's that the paperwork gap it used is wide open, and 4 companies have already walked through it. Nvidia doesn't just sell the chips everyone trains on, it also ships its own open models, the Nematron line, directly competing with the very labs it's investing in. Lay it out side by side. Nvidia sells you the hardware. Nvidia also builds competing models on that same hardware. And now Nvidia licenses the pipeline a rival lab used to build its own model. That's not a conflict of interest, that's a vertical monopoly with extra steps. So, confirmed, the $6 billion license, the $1 billion investment, the 109 job offers, all on the record. Unproven and genuinely disputed, whether Nvidia built it this way specifically to dodge oversight or just because it's a good deal for everyone involved. So here's what this actually means if you build on AI instead of just watching the deals happen. Remember that number I promised. Nvidia now sits on 3 layers of the same stack at once. The chips everyone trains on, $1 billion stake in one more model lab, and licensed access to that lab's entire model building pipeline. That's the reveal. 3 real moves. 1. Don't single source your inference, spread it across more than one provider. 2. If you depend on an open model, mirror the weights yourself today while they're still open. 3. Track the paperwork, not just the press release. That's where deals like this one actually show up first. Scale AI, Windsurf, Groq, Poolside, 4 different startups, one repeating shape. Which is the same thesis this channel keeps coming back to, just at a bigger scale. Own the pieces you can. The fewer layers any one company controls, the safer your whole stack actually is. So to recap, $7 billion into Poolside this week, 109 job offers, 0 merger filings, 3 near-identical deals before it, worth $36.7 billion combined. 1 company, 1 playbook, run 4 times in 8 months. 0. That's how many merger filings covered $43.7 billion across these 4 deals, combined. Nobody's coming to file that paperwork for you either. Own what you actually can. Yesterday's video was about a config file that quietly locked you into one vendor. Today's is about the exact same instinct playing out at the scale of an entire company. Watch which layer of your stack gets licensed next.